really going to be breathtaking. You're breathtaking. You're all breathtaking. All right. So
Keanu bothers me so much in Cyberpunk 2077. Acting is a job like any other, except the measure of success is the notoriety and fame one acquires over the course of their career, and how much they can maintain it before it's irreparably ruined by some social media nonsense. It is them that portray the characters in the stories that come out of the actual creators' heads and play out said story with varying degrees of success. They make or break films and stories that require presence and or eloquent voice work. That being said, acting as a performance is almost completely lost on me. The performances that people insist are terrible, overacted, cheesy, and sincere are almost always just about enough to sell me on any character, since I'm just sitting here trying to keep up with the stuff that's happening and ruminating on how the story that is portrayed is deviating from what would be a regular day in those character existences. For example, I recently played Zone of the Enders 1. It is a Gundam clone through and through, and it has possibly the worst voice acting and worst script in pretty much any video game I've ever played till the end. But even so, I felt its narrative strength in the one overly long, overly played out scene where the kid who found himself a Gundam decides he'll go on a suicide mission knowingly, because now he has people who rely on him, even if superficially, and that he'd gladly die for them because he's just street trash and everyone he's ever known is already dead. I like certain actors for sure. I think Hugh Jackman and Keanu Reverino are pretty cool, if you ask me, and I would gladly consume anything containing insert hot actress here, but I don't. I don't tend to seek out anything that specifically contains someone in particular, because again, acting is lost on me and I'll just think about the actor and the circumstances that led them to be in the movie rather than immerse myself in the story. I'd much rather consume a story based on its name, poster, pitch, concept, director, music director. That's the order of priority. Actors for me are the middlemen to the portrayal of the story. Stories are inherently perfect in the mind of the creator, and once they actually decide to put them into form, they cannot be anything other than imperfect. No matter the medium, no matter how one would portray it, anything that ends up actually existing is an interpretation of a story, and if that story requires those characters to be live action, actors are gonna have to be attached to it, adding another several layers of interpretativity on the story, possibly eliminating and altering the original intent. Thing is, actors have cult of personality outside of their utilitarian role in portraying stories, but those actors have money and agents and a career that requires love from the general public. So my personal opinion on people who are just gonna act in the nicest way possible to require love no matter what, further their cult, and to land better opportunities is painted in generally uncharitable colors.
okay, but let me tell you, the feeling of being there, of walking the streets of the future, is really going to be breathtaking. You're breathtaking. You're all breathtaking. All right. So
Sure, I've got exceptions. I am a human, I swear. I like seeing faces of people that seem nice, and I generally give people a lot of benefit of the doubt. But that again gets painted by the fact that my love is their currency. Now, because video games are still believed to be a low IQ medium of entertainment for losers by the general galaxy brain boomers of Hollywood, actors weren't really a significant part of them until now. Maybe they get an appearance emulated in the game with archaic visual fidelity, and maybe one would share their voice once in a blue moon, but that was about it. As a rule, voice acting became a lot more important with the rise of production values and enhancements in standardized hardware. So acting with just one's voice became a viable career. Because of its lack of prestige and low pay, the same actors basically work non-stop in every video game ever. Now fast forward to present day, where standardized hardware allows effective photorealism, and the weird-ass dream of making video games that contain actual appearances of actors and having a cast that consists of Hollywood actors exclusively is upon us. We saw this previously with the game by visionary director David Cage, Beyond Two Souls, where Ellen Page moans a lot, almost sucks a dick for money, and has a naked shower scene followed by saving the world from the Green Goblin himself, Willem Dafoe. Notice I used the name of the actress to summarize the story, because nobody with the stuff to worry about without has time to think about how the character is actually named.
Jodie Holmes.
And the Green Goblin portrays the character
Nathan Dawkins.
because the game is just that, a dumb game for single-digit IQ Neolithic inbred troglodyte that buy them, not the super important humans with media presence and careers the whole world follows. Through that, I'm trying to get across the fact that the celebrity cameos in video games inherently devalue the rest of the game.
Artistically,
It is now just a side project that everyone who'd follow that particular actor would disregard as valueless. Attaching a game, a medium that absolves the need for likenesses of cults of personality with media icons, through the fact that it can have any visual style, any outlandish concepts, original characters, to a cult of personality media icon rips it away from the original creators and firmly lands it into the repertoire of just another one of the side gigs an actor did, ready to be disregarded in historical context. Keanu being a cyberpunk, portrayed as this hardcore rockstar revolutionary that died, is stuck in your head and is a cyber ghost, makes your creator character OC Do Not Steal inherently not cool. You're gonna look up to Keanu in idolism, as he would cause he lowered himself to be part of this medium, to bless us with his coolness, and try to be as cool as him, and have as cool a story, but never being able to because he's just that cool. He's an actor, and he decided to have a video game cameo, so of course his involvement would basically be masturbatory dick worship. The difference between this type of inclusion and Death Stranding's is that actors there would play more traditional storytelling role, just being a character and not being a cameo character. I'm fairly certain to trust Kojumbo to make a decent story out of it, and the thing closest to masturbatory dick worship, similar to
Cyberpunk.
is how Kojumbini loves Mads Mikkelsen, and how he looks when he smokes. That being said, I still think it's weird to limit games to have Hollywood casts and would rather them not have them at all. But here's the killing blow. They sell, or at least the companies expect them to sell and be surefire investments. It's probably not just Kojumbo that thought having Daryl from Walking Dead and Death Stranding would be cool. It's probably Sony execs that think that sort of star power will all but guarantee big sales for their latest first-party console game release. And Keanu was stitched, or at least makes me feel as if he was stitched onto Cyberpunk because CDPR were feeling like they're investing a bit too much, they need a strong IP in case Witcher loses presence, or if they lose it entirely, and wanna guarantee sales by reeling in normies that love John Wick or whatever movies Keanu was in a bajillion years ago. I guess what I'm trying to say
Is please stop worshipping celebrities as gods.